All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the little book on legal writing out by Alan Dworsky, a summary and review. We are doing chapter 5. Good news on this chapter is it's not too long, which is nice. But it's a little you're gonna see because it is chapter 5, spelling. Now I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go through the entire chapter and read everything because sometimes it's super obvious. But anyways, this chapter contains words that are often misspelled in legal writing. A spell checking program will catch some of them, but if you use the wrong word from one of the pairs below that sound or look alike, the program won't catch it. And there will be times where you won't be able to use a spell checking program, like when you're taking an exam. So spend a few minutes going through this list. A few minutes, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend a few minutes. Okay, admissible, permissible, reversible. All three end in -ible. I learned to spell admissible when I did a Lexis search with it, misspelled admissible, and a message appeared, blah, 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 blah. The misspelling was understood, but good logic isn't always good spelling. Geez, he didn't really go through like the difference between those words. I wish he would have. Anyways, advice, comma, advise. Advice is the noun, advise is the verb. Alleged. You will often use alleged as an adjective or verb to refer to something the other said. Since the person alleging is according to you without knowledge of the facts, this is different, should remind you to spell the two words differently. Allege does not have a D like knowledge. Dude, that was a little dense. I hope you guys got it because I didn't. Appealed. The past tense of appeal has only one L. Argument. The E at the end of argue disappears to avoid getting caught in the middle of an argument. Capital, comma, capital. Capital with an O is a building in which a state or national government meets. Capital with an A, in legal writing, capital with an A is used often as a noun referring to money or other assets. It is also used often in legal writing as an adjective meaning involving death or carrying the death penalty, capital punishment, a capital offense. Causal, comma, casual. Casual means relating to causation or a cause. There must be a casual connection between the defendant's negligence and the plaintiff's injury. Be careful not to reverse the U and the S in casual as you unintentionally write casual. Sorry. Be careful not to reverse the U and the S in causal so you unintentionally write casual. Comparative. Although comparative negligence, comparative fault, and comparative law involve comparisons, an A, not an I, follows the R in comparative. Okay, so this is going to be a tough, you guys, some of this is just going to be tough to video it out because this is like spelling. You really have to read it to be able to get all this good stuff. Council, comma, council. A council with a C is a governing body. Council with an S as a noun refers to a lawyer or lawyers. Complement or complement. Complement with an E is to complete. Compliment. Okay, when someone flatters me with a compliment with an I feel good. Defendant, comma, respondent. Unlike independent, defendant ends with an ANT. A defendant is no longer totally independent because a defendant must answer criminal charges or a civil complaint. Respondent is used in some states instead of appellee. Respondent is also used for the party opposing a petitioner. Unlike defendant, it ends in ENT. Exercise. Rights and options are exercised. Exercise ends with an ISE. Many of you exercise to increase the size of your muscles, which may be why you're mistakenly ending the word with IZE. I've done that a couple times. Forbear, comma, forbear. Forbear, like a bear, forbear with the E is an ancestor. Forbear without the E is to refrain. Foreseeability. For the plaintiff to recover the injury or damages must have been foreseeable. When something is foreseeable, you can see it before it happens. Indictment. Although it sounds like indictment, it's not spelled that way. And he underlines the E, but like indictment has a C in it. See, that's why I'm saying this one's a tough video, you guys. It's, comma, it's. Okay, I know this one. So it's without the apostrophe, that's possessive. It's with the apostrophe, that is saying it is. It is blue, or it's blue jacket, right? You're using the same terms, but anyways, You just got to get it to get it. Judgment. In legal writing, judgment has no E after the G. Lead, comma, lead. Okay, lead, LED, is like Superman has a lead, like he can resist lead bullets kind of thing. LEAD is you lead someone to a conclusion. I don't know. Well, you can lead them to a conclusion, but if you led them to a conclusion, dude, I think that'd still be LEAD. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, liable, comma, libel. One who is liable must pay civil damages. Libel, LIBEL, is a form of defamation done in writing. Lose, comma, lose. As a lawyer, you may LOSE a case. Luckily, it's the client who must pay the judgment or go to jail. LOOSE rhymes with goose and means not tight. Merchantability is easy to spell if you think of it as a combination of two words, merchant and ability. Geez, he doesn't go through the word freaking at all. Anyways, occasion, comma, occurrence, comma, omission. These are best learned as a group so you can see the difference in the doubling of consonants. Okay, you guys, I'm not liking this chapter so far because, like, dude, it just goes through words, but it doesn't necessarily define them all. Like, you're supposed to define them yourself. Anyways, paid. How the heck is this a freaking word that you should know? Paid. This is a very important word to most lawyers and their clients. Paid is the past tense of pay. Don't let the existence of the payee, payer, or note payable lull you into changing the spelling to PAYED. Parole, comma, parole. Parole, PAOROL, is an adjective meaning oral, as in the parole evidence rule. When prisoners are put on parole, they are released under supervision. Personal, comma, personnel. Okay, so if something's personal with an A, then it's personal to you. If it's personnel with an E, that means we're talking about like personnel, like a team or personnel of a company or something like that. Next, pled, comma, pleaded. Dude, you pled is like past tense. Pleaded is, I don't know, it's past tense too. That's so weird. I don't know. You just got to get it to get it with some of these. Anyways, principle, comma, principle. Okay, principle with an I functions only as a noun and it means a rule. You should be able to remember the spelling because both the principle with an I and rule end in LE. Principle with an A is everything else. It can be an adjective meaning main. It can be a noun meaning one who acts through an agent. Dude, some of these words are freaking dense. Anyways, privilege. The vowels are balanced, 2 I's in the first half, 2 E's in the second. See, dude, some of this is the review part, you guys. I know we're doing a little bit of a summary and a little bit of review. This review part, like, this ain't a good chapter. Anyways, rational, comma, rational. Rational means reasonable. Rationale with an E on the end is a noun that means reasoning. Receive. If you need to repeat the little rhyme you learned as a kid, I before E except after C. Rescission. When you rescind a contract, you can cancel it and the result is a rescission. Subpoena. I can't help you here. Just stare at this one until you memorize it. Subpoena. That's funny. Okay. Supersede. Supersede. Later laws or agreements may supersede earlier ones. Tenant or tenant. A tenant with an A pays rent to a landlord. A tenant with an E is a doctrine or principle. Therefore, comma, therefore. One's got an E, one's doesn't. The therefore with an E you want to use has an E at the end and means for that reason, consequently. Therefore, without an E at the means, means for that. See, dude, I would say just don't use either word. Threshold. Threshold. Courts commonly refer to a threshold question, a question that logically must be answered first or at the outset. In one acceptable pronunciation of threshold, the H is sounded twice. So the word sounds like threshold. Interesting. V period and V verses. Although verses, VS period, is a correct abbreviation of verses, the convention in legal writing is to abbreviate verses as V period in case names. Trespass. There's one S in TRES and 2 in pass. Oh, trespass. Dude, like, come on. I don't know. I think he's filling it up. Anyways, we're at the last word, you guys. Anyways, it's whose and whose. We're going to read this fully. Whose, who with a apostrophe S is a contraction for who is. Whose, without the S, WHOSE, is a possessive pronoun. The woman whose car was stolen identified the thief. And you guys, we got through it. It was only a couple chapters. Wasn't too bad. Anyways, that was chapter 5, spelling. If you're an independent and you care about being represented, even more so if you're frustrated and you feel like you're not represented, the whole point of this project, the whole point of this content is to help independents feel like they've got a voice, feel like they've got somebody fighting for them. And so that's what this content's about. If you're interested in supporting this, go to the patreon.com/MiyakeZilla Patreon page and consider supporting us for $2 a month. That's all. All right, thank you very much. Bye.